Hello everybody, my name is The Watching Relic, and in this video we're doing a review of MOC I just recently posted, well, relatively recently, but anyway, this is Eaquaydo. And yeah, this is an interesting MOC for me. It's just the type of build and just look where I just can never decide if I'm really satisfied with it or if I still want to work more on it. I don't know, this guy is just, I'm kind of torn on him. Some things I like, some things I really like, some things I really don't. And I've tried my best to really change and improve him a lot since I first built him, like, a solid month or so ago. And I don't know, this is kind of the best version that I've come to, I suppose, or that I've created. But anyway, so it's kind of an interesting story as to how this character was sort of come up with a long time ago. Probably like, I don't know if it was 2010. I would imagine it was around 2011. Probably like late 2011. I had a MOC with a dumb name. It was literally just named Ninjago. I literally just named it straight up after the freaking theme Ninjago. Wow, my words just failed completely. But anyway, so that was terrible. But the character was kind of interesting. It was basically kind of a sorcerer or a wizard type character, and he had the orange tiger head, or the next 3.0 head. And I was like, it might be kind of interesting to try and bring back that character a little bit. And obviously, Eaquaydo here is not supposed to be the exact same character, but he is a bit of a reincarnation of that original MOC. But at any rate, let's just get right into the build of this guy. So, the feet are kind of a little bit small. I mean, they're not entirely disproportionate, but they're definitely fairly small-looking feet. They're just the little silver protector feet, but I don't know. I really like these feet pieces. I feel like, I mean, obviously they aren't going to work for every MOC just because of their size, because they kind of look a little bit, not animalistic, but they do sort of have little toes and stuff. But if you can get them to work, then, I mean, they're definitely a foot piece that I will always try on a MOC when I'm trying to come up with what feet to use. Because they just look nice to me. And for the scale at which I build, a lot of times they actually work size-wise. The legs themselves are just, I mean, the bottom part is technically custom, but it's just one of these, like, Mystica jet pieces. I think that's when those came out. Was it Mystica, or maybe it was Fantoka? I'm not really sure. And then, you know what? I'm going to take his blue flames off his back. Oh dear. But yeah, so, I mean, they're just CCBS besides the third section. But, I mean, they work fine, honestly. And, I mean, custom and complex isn't always the way to go. And sometimes simplicity can look really good. And I think this is one of those cases where it actually works fine. I mean, I think ideally maybe the thighs, at least, would be custom, but I don't really care that much. And at the very least, I mean, they have some different armament going on with Paraka armor stuck on them. So it's not completely plain CCBS, necessarily. The skirt is kind of interesting because I do a lot of skirts and stuff, or at the very least, some sort of piece to smooth the transition between, the legs and the torso, the hips, basically. But this is an actual 4-piece, like, skirt that goes all the way around, because you got 2 of these CCBS torso armor pieces on the side, one in front, and then a bittle shield in back. So it's like, it's not just like a couple hip armor pieces, it's a full-on, like, little kilt that he's wearing, and that's kind of fun. I also like that it's silver, and while there is silver on him in other places, there's not much of it. So it does stand out a lot, and you can tell that it is supposed to be sort of like clothing that he's wearing. And in general, I mean, it works pretty well with the torso. I mean, if you look at it, you can clearly get a sense of, like, that being an actual skirt and not just part of him or armor, necessarily. And I like that. I think it worked out pretty good. The torso is the one even mildly complex part of him. And it's not even all that complex, but I mean, it's custom, and it's pretty much just a lot of Technic stuff. Can't really remember how I originally built this, because the torso is one part that hasn't really changed since I first built him, again, about a month or so ago. But you can, I guess, kind of get a sense for what's going on if I take off that back armor. Not really, but oh well. I mean, I guess that reveals a little bit of the design. I don't think it would really help you that much if you're trying to replicate it, but obviously you got a lot of orange and some little studs in there, and the tubes, these are not actually, it looks like there's one tube on the left, one on the right. There's actually one on the bottom and one on the top, and you can see how that works if I just take off his chest plate. This is just one tube, and then these just go to one tube that just wraps around his waist, and then you just take the ribcage piece, stick it on. I love these ribcage armor pieces. They might be my favorite torso armor pieces. Those and the brain attack ones that had kind of the abs molded in are my favorites. And my least favorites are, as everyone would pretty much agree, the Uniter torso armor pieces, because they're just so big and clunky, but oh well. The arms are just straight up plain CCBS arms, which isn't really that uncommon for me. What is kind of uncommon for my style of building is that the hands are just plain fists. And I don't know, it's my least favorite part of the MOC. But the only, I don't have any silver Exoforce arms or anything. I don't really have any T pieces available right now. These might get replaced with custom fingers in the future. Right now, though, the only finger pieces I could possibly use, and I only have 4 of them, so it wouldn't work, he wouldn't have thumbs, are these spike pieces, which wouldn't look good anyway. He would not have claws. That does not make any sense. Although he does have a tiger head. And so, having brought that up, let's talk about the head a little. So, I mean, there's nothing to say about it. It's just the next 3.0 head, excuse me. But I don't know. Originally, I kind of had thoughts of maybe I should change this. Maybe I shouldn't even really keep this guy tied to the original MOC at all. Again, the MOC named Ninjago from 2011. But I gotta say, I forget just how kind of nice a lot of the Savage Planet hero heads were. Next was the only 3.0 hero I got anyway, but yeah, and I really like these pieces sloping here, these nice new-ish orange scroll armor pieces. That looks pretty good in my opinion. We also have these kind of nice little angled system pieces with the studs on them. They're actually little 2x1 plates with like a little bit with a pinhole coming off of them. I can't even remember where those are from, but those are fairly useful little pieces, honestly. But yeah, so that is about it for Eaquaydo. There's not much to talk about with his build at all. Just kind of wanted to share my general thoughts on all the parts of him. But now, I'd like to talk about his accessories, I guess. So the staff is purposefully really simple. I thought about even making it all out of just, like, brown connectors and making it look like he basically just carried, like, a stick. Maybe trying to make it look kind of gnarled and, like, you know, like a stereotypic, like, Gandalf wizard staff. But at the end of the day, I could not get any designs to remotely resemble a gnarled old stick. So I just gave him this straight black staff with a little jewel on top. And I like the detail that he has opaque orange and translucent light blue, and then he has a translucent orange jewel on the staff. So it, like, combines the two primary colors of this MOC. That's kind of nice. And then we have his blue flames, or blue spires of magic. I don't know, I haven't fleshed out what they are. I just think they look kind of nice, and it was a way to rather easily use up all my translucent light blue CCBS bones. And they just attach with a big mess of Hordika necks. You can see how that is put together pretty easily. And it doesn't attach very well, because it just slides up into, just got that little bit that goes onto the axle. There we go. And then so he kind of has this big like spiral of you know, tendrils of blue magic or flame or something. Who knows? But I mean, that does look pretty nice, especially in the white background when they're kind of a little bit washed out back there. It looks kind of good. But at any rate, that is pretty much it for Eaquaydo. Very simple MOC to go over, but he does have some slight interest to him, and I like that he's sort of a reimagining of a really old, really kind of bad MOC and character from years ago. And so anyway, this is Eaquaydo. I am the Watching Relic. Here's Gresh for a size comparison, and here's some obligatory minifigures. I will see you all next time.